YouTube, what the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage here, back in Total War Warhammer. We're going to be looking at another online battle. This one is going to have what's this? An elf Death Star with Wildwood Rangers and crap loads of these treekin. But check out the back of this build. We got some Glade Guard with Starfire shafts, looking pretty awesome, and then these War Dancers. These are women that you don't want to get on the bad side of. There are two with the swords, and there is another one back here in the back with the Azrai spear. These are some unbelievable. I mean, it looks like Darth Maul's girlfriend or something. Someone needs to mod lightsabers onto the Azrai spear. That'd be pretty slick. There is a Glade lady out here. The Glady. Glade Lord, they call her, but it's a lady. She's being chased down by the Dire Pack, but the treekin are going to come to her assistance and keep her safe. And in this case, they're going to push back her foes, and she is going to quickly get back to safety. Let's take a look at the Vampire Army. It is Musion. There is a Dire Pack, a Blood Knight, and a standard Dire Wolves over here. The Red Duke on a skeletal steed. 3 zombies up front, 3 Graveguard, one of which is the Sternman. The Claw of Nagash, 2 Cryptors, a couple of Skeleton Spears, and a Skeleton Warrior. The Duke is going to get close here and drop a Raise the Dead. It wasn't pushed back quite quick enough by the elf player, so there are now zombies amidst the archers. But look at these War Dancers jumping into action. They are going to tear apart zombies like it's going out of style. They have extremely good attack versus unarmored units, and they are going to do a ton of damage. The Blood Knights hit with the Prey of Anathrema and held in place while the treekin hunts them down. So nice play here by the elves in order to keep the Blood Knights away, but then the Dire Pack coming back to try and support the Blood Knights here, who are held still. And then there's also an Invocation of Nehek used on the Blood Knights, and I don't know if it hit the Dire Pack or not. It did not, so it was just a single cast. And more zombies coming up to be thrown into the middle of the archers here, so good job controlling the Glade Guard with the Starfire shafts here. So the Azrai Spears looking to shut this down, but both archer units kind of caught at the moment, so the Vampire player keeping them minimalized, which allows the Cryptors to approach. But in the front line, what would normally be fairly squishy elf infantry is actually a whole bunch of treekin, backed up by Wildwood Rangers, who are moving away from the Cryptors. They do have anti-large, though. The Claw of Nagash is close enough that its impact is starting to be felt. And we're going to see these Wildwood Rangers turn back around and come into the fight. Actually, they get stuck by zombies here. So, Cryptors are pushing through, trying to get to the archers. The archers are trying to get away from the Dire Pack, and the Invocation of Nehek once again on the Blood Knights, keeping them in very good health. The Azrai Spear are ready to intercept the Blood Knights. Let's see if they can do it. Well, if you want to call that an intercept, they at least slowed it down. I like that random zombie running around back here. They made it into the archers anyway, but here comes some Wild Riders to pin the Blood Knights, and then the Azrai Spears, shaken from that charge, but certainly not defeated, quickly come back into battle, and their armor-piercing anti-large attacks are going to be significantly powerful versus the Blood Knights, who are now stuck in combat because of the Wild Riders. See how the mainline fights go, and the treekin are holding quite nicely, and they are immune to psychology, so there will be no terrorizing them. And they have some physical resistance as well, which will help them against with the Cryptors. The Claw of Nagash, though, still just parked here, eating away at the hit points of units here in the center. And it's being fairly effective, but that Arrows of Kurnos comes in there and gets a decent hit. Starfire shafts now targeting down the Claw of Nagash, which is going to take off running, as it should. And the Red Duke is continuing to try and do some damage here to the treekin, but I don't think the Red Duke is very well suited for killing treekin. Quite likely to just get bogged down in a fight that he doesn't want to be in. The Claw of Nagash chose a new parking spot, so it helped kill these units, and then it came over here and parked next to the treekin here, and there really is no point in rear charging the treekin per se. I wonder though if the Claw could be used to help bring down the Glade Guard and keep these Azrai Spears busy, so it might have been better for him to run this Claw around here, put this pressure, and try and draw these Azrai Spear out of this fight over here. But the fight is going quite well for the elves, and the Claw of Nagash is hurting badly. The Starfire shafts are going to damage it very quickly. They deal magical damage, and their armor-piercing damage. So it's a double oh, and it's flaming damage too, so it's good against anything with regenerate. So Starfire shafts very specialist against regeneration units. You can see here the Claw Nagash taking shots from the Glady as well. And it is going to drop, and that's going to be the end of the Claw Nagash. The Red Duke is pushing around, still desperately trying to turn this favor of the vampires, but the Elven defensive geometry in this case is holding the vampires off quite beautifully. The Cryptors and Treekin almost don't know what to do to each other because it's two giant infantry units trying to wail on each other. Look at this like single skeleton sitting out here. So the skeletons appear to be crumbling. The Graveguard over here is crumbling. So the vampires are in rough shape. They've summoned some zombies to try and push back some of these units. The Wildwood Rangers have come back from previously having routed. And the War Dancers, just look at these women rolling, or no, those there, the Archers. I just saw the long hair and figured we were talking War Dancers, but it's the Elves. There's lots of long hair around here. I love the use of the War Dancers here. It's very cool that they got used in an anti-zombie role because they're going to be extremely good for that. And they're very fast units. And speed can be pretty clutch, and in this case it was. You can see the last stand of the vampires here, the Cryptors and the Graveguard here. I believe this is the Sternsmen. It is. Doesn't surprise me that they're the last ones alive. These guys are a very tough unit to crack. Look at this Treekin duking it out with this single Graveguard over here. Oh, gets sniped by the Glady. You can see these units trading blows. The Glady taking shots. Look at the Starfire shafts firing in here, helping to get rid of the remaining vampire units. I'm seeing some crumbling coming out of the vampire units. And let's see if we can find the Red Duke. Here he is, trapped in combat. Another zombie summon here to keep the Glade Guard pushed back, so the vampire just being relentless in his use of Raise the Dead, as most vampire players are. What a battle. What a battle indeed. This was a great one. Really like the elf army here too. Now, and I have a request in from a viewer for me to use Orion, so I will do my best to put together a decent Orion army and use it for you because he's absolutely correct. I haven't done a single Orion battle on my channel. Not where I've used Orion, at least. Maybe I put someone else up using Orion, but I haven't done so. So there we go. Wild Rider's going to clash into these last remaining zombies. And these zombies are pretty much all that stands between the vampires and utter defeat. The Red Duke was defeated. What a fight. Look at these War Dancers. Just completely covered in the gore of the fight and moving on unfazed. Ready to go kill some more zombies. Not a good time to be a zombie, folks. Not a good time to be a zombie. This has been a great battle. I enjoyed it. If you're watching this, I think this is going to release tonight. I say tonight, it'll be early morning. And then I'm going to be doing some live streaming. And I did some live streams last night as well. So go check it out. I did a Halo 5 live stream. I did a Fey Enchantress campaign live stream. And I have another live stream scheduled. Some of you may be saying, Air, where's the 200K live stream? I was going to do it originally right when it rolled over, but then I ended up traveling and I had all these schedule issues that came up, and I'm going to try and schedule it for next week. I know I've said that before, but I refuse to do the 200K live stream at last second because it's got to be good, and it has to really be me showing an appreciation for you all, so that's why I'm trying to get it rescheduled. And I want to give you at least a week's worth of notice so that everybody who wants to join gets a chance to plan for it and be there. So that's why I'm hesitant to do that one. Appreciate Ziphos for sending this one in. I have some more replays from him if you all liked this one. They're all elf replays if you'd like to see it. And I can splice them over the next little while if you want to see it. I really enjoyed them. Nice job with the War Dancers. A cool build here with the Treekin Corps going up against the vampires. A Glade Lord, or Lady in this case, not mounted. Kind of makes sense in case the vampires brought a Flying Lord, because it would have been hard for her to get away from that. And the Dragon doesn't make a whole lot of sense versus the vampires because the speed would get it caught, and that was kind of interesting to see her be on the ground. I haven't seen it before. She's a fast unit, and she was able to keep herself safe. So hope you all enjoyed this one. Appreciate Ziphos for sending it in. If you did enjoy it, please make sure to subscribe. It helps me out a lot. You can click the HeirofCarthage logo down in the bottom right-hand corner, and that'll talk you through it. No commitment required. Anyway, hope you all are enjoying these. I love making them for you, and I enjoy doing this every day. HeirofCarthage signing out for now. One last thing, I do appreciate MSI sponsoring the build that I'm recording this with. They've been fantastic to me. I'll see you on the next battle.